Hello everyone, and welcome back to my channel, where everything you're about to hear and see has been done in one take. I'm your host, the One Take Man. And this video will be coming out not on the exact date, but with the occasion of my 6th anniversary here on YouTube. That is somewhat notable because a few months ago, I think I've read that the average YouTuber career has a 5 to 7 year lifespan. So I'm kind of roughly at the end stages of that. True, it is the average, and the variance is quite likely to be substantial. Like, there are people who do YouTube professionally for 2 years, and then there are people who've done it for 20 or more. But still, the fact that I've been doing YouTube for 6 years is still still quite still quite a sizable milestone, even though I haven't really done it professionally per se. And uh, and yeah, I will say I would have liked to I would have liked to reach that point by now, but still, it is useful to look back on it and really try to analyze uh, my history with this platform. This is not exactly new ground for me. In fact, I could argue that one of the earliest videos that I've ever made was actually very similar to to this one, in terms of me coming to terms with what exactly it is that I offer to this platform, and also how I really use this platform in order to enhance my existence, my life, uh, my whatever, etc. And well, I think it is safe to say that I thought I would be in a different place by now. I uh, I mainly started this and my main YouTube channel in order to in order to promote my books, because because my primary idea was that I could potentially use YouTube as a promotion vehicle for my literary career, given that there is a pretty sizable synergy there as well. However, my somewhat limited production style, the fact that I try to do everything in one take, both on this channel and my main one, uh, really puts a damper on how much I could do, even if I had, like the ability to produce videos a little bit more professionally, and add like stuff like more props, more people, more choreography, and uh, stuff like that. And to be honest, even if I could, I don't know if I really want to do that. I still want to keep, I still want to keep it more, more of a, more DIY. And also, I'm reminded of something that I've noticed on Tumblr with regards to how social media distorts our perceptions, and how sometimes people are very upset that that their posts only have 15 likes, but IRL, if you have like 15 people listening to you and liking what they hear, that's that's quite sizable. It may not be celebrity level, but it is still but it is still sizable. It still means you've touched a few people, and that's and that's kind of where I am. And actually, that's kind of where I've been for 4 years, 4 years at this point, where I have where I have my audience. But where I have my audience, and it is and it would be sizable compared to compared to a more realistic or more personal framing. But if I am to make a living off of it, if I am, if I am to leverage my charisma or my presentation in order to, in order to build a professional career, I am unfortunately way off the mark. And thing is, I kind of always knew that I would be off the mark because, from the beginning, I said it's in my catchphrase. Everything you hear and see is done in one take. So, so yeah, I guess I somehow assumed that that there would be aspects about how I speak or how I present or how I or how I deliver or how I put together arguments that would potentially be more that would potentially be more interesting, more captivating than it's already been. And as it turns out, that hasn't exactly been the case yet. But something else kind of happened in pursuit of that. To quote Eminem, "I shoot for the moon, but I'm too busy gazing the stars." The song he said that in is "Not Afraid," by the way. What I mean to say is that I wanted to I wanted to find fame, or relative fame, or the level of fame that would allow me to that would allow me to be a working performer, so to speak. But while I haven't really been able to do that, I can say that I have actually found myself. A year and a half ago, roughly, I had some issues with my laptop, and when those issues occurred, I still had videos. I still had videos for a few months in advance on it, 2 months or a month and a half, roughly. And when I saw that it had those issues, I was like, "Oh fuck! My laptop is now gonna go out of function. I'm gonna lose a lot of things I have." And my first thought wasn't the nuisance of I'm gonna have to do that all over again. It was dread. Like, I was dreading losing things I worked towards. I actually care about this thing, like this thing that kind of makes me like this thing that maybe that hasn't really granted me a spectacular audience. It still is a vehicle, a vessel for me. It still allows me to show myself. It is something that I've brought some level of attention and investment into. It is something that I want to see. That I want to see myself do good, or it is something that I've it is something that I want to see improved substantially, or it is something that I think has allowed me to improve. It is something that has allowed me to put my own thoughts out there, and therefore allow me to more effectively put my thoughts together up here. It has an effect. It has an effect for me. So even though in the broad, in the grand scheme of things, I'm maybe not a charisma void, but more of a charisma lump. Not exact who is potentially not interesting enough for a broad audience. I am still interesting enough for me. I still look at the things I do, and I want to do more of them. There are more things I want to talk about. There are ideas that are still teaming up within my head. Things that things that excite me. Things that draw out my attention, my curiosity, my initiative, and and, and this is how I get them out, and this is how I this is how I fuel my soul, really. Like, yeah, it is a little bit potentially theatrical to say that, but it is nonetheless true. It is it is truly an enrichment. It is an enrichment to myself. It is it is something that it is something that I find uh, fulfilling. It is something that it is something that gives me an opportunity and a vehicle that nothing else I am aware of is really capable of granting me, and it is something that I do not, and it is something that I do not want to lose, or rather, it is something that I cannot really replace at the moment. So for the time being, even though I don't really have the same, even though I don't get the same value from it that I thought I would get when I first, when I first started this channel, I still find it to be rewarding, even if in a different manner. And it is that level of reward, that reward and that reflection that I still want to be able to keep, and that I want to continue pursuing. So even though this channel isn't really, even though I haven't really found fame or some level of renown through this through this endeavor as I thought I would, I have found satisfaction. I have found play. I have found something that pleases me, and as such, I have found something I want to continue, because I have found it simply helps, and I want to continue doing something that helps me, that enriches me. Yeah, that was basically this video. It was very off the cuff, in case you couldn't tell, and I imagine a lot of you might skip over it, but I don't really care at the moment. It is it is something that's been sitting with me for a while, and it is something that I now have the ability to put out to the world, and I'm happy to have done so, even if even if I'm the only one, even if the only one who benefits from that is me, it's still a benefit. Regardless, I hope that is not the case, and you've also found something that I hope you've also found something of value within this video or any other video that I've made. Assuming that to be the case, well then please like the video, maybe even share it wherever you think other people will also like the video. If there is anything you'd like to add, either to the message, to my rambling, or just, talk in general, well, that is what the comment section is for. And if you want to see when my next video gets released, well then please subscribe. And ideally also ring the bell or do whatever else YouTube will ask of you in order to keep you notified. I also have a main channel, as I've as I think I've already alluded to. Yeah, I definitely already alluded to it. You'll find it in the description down below, right past my social media links, which I would suggest you check out should you choose to. That main channel, as I think I've already talked about, is there for me to talk about both my books and also other books. So if you want to hear me talk about the print medium and selected works therein, then that's where you can go to see my opinions there. If, however, you want to hear my thoughts on a variety of different topics, though primarily television and cinema, with the occasional dip into gaming and philosophy and politics, well then I suggest you stay on this channel and go through my extensive backlog, where you'll find basically a lot of that. So if any of that catches your interest, well then that's where you should go. If none of what I've said grabs your attention, well then I suggest you go ahead and do whatever you want the rest of your day, because it is your day after all. And yeah, that was it for me. So until next time, I have been the One Take Man.